albeit it's Long Beach State 49ers. Al Luganville pacing. His team's down 7-6, but that one's Cree Morse. Darnay Scott, the speedster out of Kearney High, put San Diego State up 13-7. The Aztecs blew it open, though, in the third quarter. Watch this. Marseille fumbles the football, and Damon Pieri scoops it up. He's racing right towards our photographer, who happens to be in the end zone. It's a 27-7 game. Mr. Say a tough day on the following kickoff. In and out of the end zone, they called that a safety. 49er coach Willie Brown argued, but to no avail. Still in the third quarter, Curtis Butts, his first carry of the year, 5 yards around the end for the score. The Aztecs run away with this one, 49-13.
Little found an opening, had blockers out front, went all the way to the Long Beach 11, and that set up a field goal. San Diego State led it 3-0. Second quarter down 7-6. Two local guys hooked up. Cree Morse from Orange Glen to Darnay Scott of Kearney. 13-7 San Diego State. The difference in this game in the third quarter. Wright for 4 yards to make it 21-7. Then just a few seconds later, Robert Griffith got to the receiver. The ball popped free. Damon Pieri scooped up the football. He was gone. 27-7. The Aztecs then added a safety to make it 29-7. Not a bad night for Morris. 214 yards for 3 quarters. This pass to Larry Maxey set it up. 49-13 Aztecs.
Well, that was an easy win. Next week, they should have an even easier time. Remember, Cal yesterday rolled up 86 points on Pacific, and Pacific's the opponent next week.
Aztecs comes from a freshman running back who sets a new all-time NCAA rushing record. Also, the Thunderbolts are back on the waters of Mission Bay. We'll have the winners. All that and more coming up next on Sports Wrap. But first, let's check in with Monica in the newsroom for a look at what's coming up on news. Welcome back to Sports Wrap. A star was born last night at the stadium as the Aztecs beat UOP, the University of Pacific, 55-34. His name, Marshall Faulk, who was one of the Aztecs' prize recruits this year out of New Orleans. All the freshman did in his second college game was set an NCAA record, gaining 386 yards on 37 carries. He also scored 7 touchdowns. Faulk's performance broke the record of 377 yards set by Anthony Thompson of Indiana back in '89. The funny thing is he probably wouldn't have played that much, but a first quarter injury to T.C. Wright gave him his chance, and Marshall Faulk made the most of it. The final score again last night, 55-34. After the ball game, head coach Al Luganville was more concerned with the play of his defense, though, than Faulk's record-setting performance.
We had him by the throat twice and let him off the hook, and they did nothing to get off the hook. We just gave it to him, and that just infuriates me. And I have no empathy or sympathy for that style of play.
Coach laying it to his troops, but Coach, you won the ball game 55-34, and the guy sitting next to us, that's a big record. That's Marshall Faulk. Marshall, congratulations. What were your thoughts? Did you know you were close to a record, and what's your reaction to the whole thing?
Well, at first I didn't know if I was close to the record or not, but during the game, players was telling me you're getting kind of close to the record, and up on big screen TV, it was showing up, you know, how far I had to go or how many more yards I had to get and how many touchdowns I had. And I was just saying, well, I guess I'll try for it, work a little harder when I get back into the game.
You worked hard, plenty hard, 7 touchdowns too. Which meant more to you, the record or the 7 touchdowns?
Well, neither one of them. The win meant more to me than anything because we won. But the touchdowns and the yardage, all that came with it, and I'd accept it all.
Marshall, congratulations from Kellen Winslow. Also, Miami, LSU, Nebraska. Why does a guy leave all those schools and come all the way to the West Coast?
Well, you know, Nebraska, LSU, Miami, those schools that, you know, they already have made a statement in college. You know, they're known for having great players, you know, to go into a bowl game. I wanted to come to a program that was trying to make it and help them get somewhere, put them on the map, or do whatever is needed to be done to help a team out, like San Diego State.
Well, you're doing that. Talk about your style of running as we take a little look at some tape from last night. Do you pattern yourself after anybody, idolize anybody? How do you describe yourself as a runner?
Well, you know, I'm just a flashy kind of runner. I like to run to the open hole, and once I see it, I use my speed to beat the defender any way I could.
Does your track background help you at all?
Yeah, it really helps me. You know, at first, like my first early years of high school, I really didn't have any track background. I probably used to get open and then get caught, but later on, I'll explode. My senior year, I'll explode through the hole, and it was bye-bye once I get past him. with no catching me.
It was bye-bye last night at the stadium, to say the least. Marshall, congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep it going. Air Force this week, what do you expect?
I expect another big game from us and a bigger game from the defense this week.
All right, Marshall Faulk, congratulations again. Terrific performance last night. Again, an unbelievable NCAA record that may not be touched for a long, long time.
389 yards. That's a career for most running backs.
Whew, at the stadium last night. Coming up next.
Story, because he set an all-time NCAA rushing record running for 386 yards, and Marshall joins us tonight. Marshall, thanks for coming in, and can you believe that you ran for that many yards? Can you believe you broke the all-time record?
Well, I can believe it somewhere because my body...
You broke the all-time record?
Well, I can believe it somewhere because my body's kind of tired, you know, from all that running, but mentally, you know, it's kind of like hard to believe that, you know, a freshman get to do something like that there in just his second game, you know, so it's kind of hard.
Did, you were mentioning that your second game, actually, most freshmen don't even play their freshman season. So that has to be especially good for you because Coach Luganville chose you to stay on the active team this year.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of special to me, you know, because all fall camp I was kind of like working hard, giving it my best shot to show him that I'm kind of ready. I guess he saw it. And
I think you're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready.
Going back to the game, I mean, at what point did you sense something special was happening?
Well, probably after my third or fourth touchdown, you know, when I started looking up at the scoreboard and looking at the screen, and they went to posting up the yardage I had to get or the touchdowns I had to make. To see how far, you know, I had to get the record or break it, whatever.
Now, I think you're an awfully smart freshman, too, because the first thing you did afterwards is you gave credit to the guys up front that were knocking folks down.
Yeah, those guys, they did a great job last night, you know. I like to thank all of them just for giving me the opportunity to break the record. Lineman blocked very well.
We should also mention that besides the yardage record, you had 7 touchdowns. Now, that is an all-time freshman record for NCAA. Now, you're from Louisiana, and the 2 other guys also came with you from Louisiana. Why did you pick to come to San Diego State?
Well, you know, San Diego State is a nice school. California is very pretty, you know. It's not like all the rest of the programs that I know of. You know, I kind of liked it more than everybody else, and the coaching staff was terrific.
You know, it's interesting because this school has earned its reputation on throwing the football. Maybe now that Marshall Faulk is here, that might switch around and we might see more of the running game.
Well, probably, but I doubt it. They still going to throw the ball 30, 40, 50 times a game. You know, last night just was a night that the passing game went on, and I just stepped up to the occasion, and everything went well.
You know, you're playing Air Force next week, and I think the key to beating that team, you have to defense the wishbone, but ball control. The offense has got to move it against Air Force. And with you running the ball the way you are, it looks like maybe now you're in a position to finally beat that school.
Yeah, we'll be in a good position. You know, if the defense plays well up to their expectation, you know, we'll have a great game.
All right. You know, we're going to kind of take you